begins when you decide to just start living it. You know what I mean? Life begins when you just put everything down, when you let go of the weight of all of your anxieties and you just start enjoying it. You do know that God created human beings. There is no other creature like human beings. People like to say that, you know, we evolved from monkeys and all this other stuff, but that's not the truth. You see, God created humans to be one of a kind, and one of a kind meaning he created humans in his image, meaning he created us to be like him, and he created this whole world for us to enjoy. The sound of birds, maybe not the sound of that motor running in the background, but like the sound of birds and water and ducks and all this other type of stuff is meant to be enjoyed. But you have to start doing it, man. Life is not going to... Listen. A good life is not defined by what happens in your life. Your fortune, your mood is not determined by what happens to you. Your fortune and your mood is determined by how you are already feeling within. Because it's crazy how you could be in a bad mood. I could be in a bad mood by this water and I won't appreciate it. But when I'm in a good mood by this water, I appreciate it. The only thing that changed was what was going on within me. So you have to fix your vision to see clearly what life is about, because a lot of people don't understand that life is more spiritual than physical. Yes, I'm a physical person, but I feel like life is completely spiritual. It's just made physical to be experienced. You're just made to experience the spiritual parts in a physical way, to learn physically. But you have to just start living life and enjoy it. Because you want to know something that I realized, I said to myself on the way here, I was like, bro, I feel really happy about life today, and I choose to let it shine. I grew up in an environment where, you know, it was toxic, a bunch of negativity. So if you were showing any positivity, that kind of beat you down for it. You know what I mean? And I realized just how some people don't care to express how angry they are. They don't care. They'll be like, man, I'm angry, F you, da da da. Why should I care about what anybody says about me being happy? If I feel good, I'm gonna let it show. I'm gonna let it shine. You have to let your light shine. So live your life and enjoy it, man. So many of us, we get caught up in the same routine that we think each and every single day is the same. Every 5 days of the week, you gotta go to work, and then it's like you're doing the same thing at work every single day, da 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 da. But you have to understand that there is something new in each and every day. You cannot, and even if you had a good day yesterday, you cannot take the magic that you experienced yesterday and try and bring it into today. It just don't work like that. You really just can't do that, simply because each and every day is unique in of itself. It deserves its own magic. You know what I mean? It deserves to be treated as if it is brand new, as if you have never experienced it before, because you haven't. You have never experienced today before. You have never experienced this moment before. No matter, you might be at home, right? You say, oh, my house is the same, nothing's new in my house. Somehow, some way, every little thing is different, because as the time, and even that bird there, y'all can't see it, but it's so graceful and so magical and so beautiful. But like I was saying, I was talking about the ducks. Y'all can't even see the ducks over there. There they are. But it's like literally nothing kind of just pops up out of nowhere. Even these trees, like, on the way here, I seen little small coconut trees sprouting. They were no bigger than my tripod here, which is about less than 2 feet tall. But then they grow to be 20, 30 feet tall. It's amazing how life works, because things like that, they take their time. The way I like to imagine it, right? The visual that I'm getting in my head is like Jehovah God has like needle and thread, but it is the smallest needle and thread, and he's sewing, or you could say he's crocheting, and over time he's always working. He's always like putting it together and knitting or crocheting, whatever y'all like to do, and he's putting it together, and then eventually after some time you kind of have a little something there, and then he keeps building. He's always working. You just have to let it unfold and let him work. Trust in the process. Trust that he is working. And there's so many things in the moment that we could wish were different, like this motor. It's funny because the minute I pressed record, the guy started up his truck, and then all of a sudden this guy, I don't know what he's saying because it's Spanish, but he sounds like he's yelling at somebody. But I could say, oh, I wish that those two things weren't happening right now, but they add to the moment. That's life. And you just have to embrace whatever's going on instead of looking at it in a sour attitude, because at the end of the day, however you perceive things is only going to affect you. It's only going to affect you because you're looking through your eyes. You can only see from these things. You can't see from your elbow. You can't see from your knee. You can't see from the soles of your feet, but you can see from your eyes. So whatever you are, however you are perceiving things, however you are choosing to look at things, because on top of that, you can choose how you want to look at things. I can choose to be upset. I can choose to look at it and be upset. I really can. Or I can just say, all right. It's nothing I can do. It's not me. It's not my truck. I can't go over there and cut his wires, or I can't, or he's leaving. So, you know, and look, the problem solves itself, because he's on his way now. He's gone. Now it's just this guy, but this is his house, so I don't think he's going anywhere. But yeah, like, he's not going anywhere. If anything, I need to bounce. I'm playing. But nah, the problems solve themselves, man. If you just let it be, man, things literally just dissipate on their own. So enjoy your life, because it is so beautiful. Like, just I'm getting happy, like happy tears, emotional kind of. I don't even know if that made any sense, because I just been enjoying the days, man. Life is meant to be enjoyed. I know a lot of people really do struggle with seasonal depression and everything like that, and I kind of was in that funk in the month of December. That's why I really was like, you know what I mean. But January is ending, February is approaching. Okay, so editing Jewel in the building. Why am I pointing to myself? But it's February 4th, and yeah, the weather's getting warmer. I'm telling y'all, like, the weather be affecting me for real. People don't really understand that everything has its seasons. So we all go, just like the earth has its 4 seasons, we all have our seasons. And me, I'm a sunshine baby, okay? When the sun is shining down on me and it's nice and windy, and you know, I got my feet in the grass, man, I'm chilling, man. I feel good, man. I'm starting to, I can't even say that I'm getting back to how I used to feel, because this feels different. Like, yeah, I feel like revitalized again, but at the same time, it's better. You know what I mean? Because you grow through every experience. So winter is necessary, kind of like a hibernation, and then it's kind of like you're storing and you're building up potential. You understand? And then all of a sudden, boom, you burst and you just go. You understand? So yeah, I'm back for real. I do not like when it gets cold out here in Miami. Miami and cold weather don't even sound right. You know what I mean? Like, that's like cold fire. I think cold fire does exist. I feel like I heard of that. But still, it just don't sound right. You get what I mean? So look at those butterflies. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I said all that to say in so many words that seasonal depression wasn't even a depression for real, but the weather does affect your mood. I'm gonna call it what it is. Seasonal depression does exist. You just gotta endure. You know what I mean? Endure and push through and adjust. You know, because you can't be trying to do the things that you do when you're energized when you're not feeling that same amount of energy. You know what I mean? Because you're just gonna burn yourself out. So you just have to adjust. You understand? After February is March. At the end of March, it's my birthday, and this is kind of the time of year where I start to pick myself up. But if you are dealing with seasonal depression, get outside and live life, man. A lot of people, I know you get home from work and you be tired, but let me tell you something. It will never cost you well, it does take energy to do things, but it will never drain your energy to just go outside and just enjoy what you see. Look at the birds flying above and just enjoy what you see. Look at the blue or the gray, because I know it's snowing for some people, but whatever the sky looks like, look at it and enjoy what you see. No matter what your environment is, the way you shift your environment, the way things start to change is when you change what's going on within. So if you don't like the environment that you see, then just change the way you're looking at it. Because you're looking at it from a broken lens. You're looking at it from a distorted lens. A lot of people keep wondering, when is their life going to begin? Like that one song from Rapunzel, When My Life Began. A lot of people wonder when their life is going to begin, but you're stuck in autopilot doing the same exact thing every single day, doing the same exact, you know what I mean? Every single day. You gotta do something different. Not only do you have to shift your perspective, but you have to live in harmony with your prayers. You have to live in harmony with your prayers. When you pray for change, you have to live in harmony with that change. Change is good. Change is necessary. It is. It is so necessary, simply because if you're gonna get to where you want to be, you gotta make changes. You can't be holding on to every little thing, every little person, every little experience. You can't be holding on to all this pain. Let it go. When you let it go, you feel so free. But at the same time, when you're so used to carrying a lot of weight, feeling weightless can feel scary. Trust me. It can feel so scary. But settle into that scariness almost, because it's good. And you also have to use your discernment to figure out whether or not you should settle. But whenever you feel weightless and stuff, settle into that feeling and get used to it. And know that that's how you're supposed to feel. So that way, when you do feel a lot of weight piling onto you, know that that's not normal. And it's not that it's not normal, but know that it is not your role to carry your burdens. Know that you can place them in God's hands and let Him work on it. That's what He's here for. He's always here with you. Do not be afraid. You know how many times the Bible says, do not be afraid? It says it over and over and over again. The way we learn is through repetition. So it's saying do not be afraid over and over and over again for a reason. Do not be afraid because God is with you. Even right here, right now, He is with you. So you gotta make changes. You gotta move forward. You gotta appreciate life, man. Appreciate it. I'm telling you. Appreciate it, just as you appreciate your if you have good friends. You appreciate your good friends. Just when you have a plate of good food and you appreciate that good food, appreciate your life. A lot of people love to say life beat them to their knees, this, that, and the third, or life throwing them down, and whatever the case may be. Man, it's not life, because that's a gift from God. That's not life doing that to you, baby. That's Satan trying to get to you, man. It's him trying to get to you, but you can't let him get to you. Be curious about everything. Be curious about water. Be curious about microorganisms. Be curious about marine life. Be curious about birds. Be curious about the clouds. Be curious about everything, because the way you live life is just by learning voraciously. Learn as voraciously as possible, and I'm telling you, you will find so much wonder, miracles, magic, blessings, all sorts of things just by being curious. Be adventurous. Be courageous. Experience life. Explore it. Explore whatever you can explore. You might be like me and not have a car, so you probably can't get much far on foot. You understand? But still, have a good time, man. Have a good time. You deserve it. You do. It's so many factors in life, so many anxieties that people, my butt getting uncomfortable, like, you know, when you're sitting in a weird position and your legs start falling asleep. But it's so many things that people let get them down, and you don't have to let that happen. You don't have to let it get you down. You don't have to judge it and say this is bad, this sucks. You don't have to do that. You don't. You know that? Yeah, so you can skip that whole part. Like, whenever something gets you down or whatever the case may be, you can technically, like, allow yourself to feel what you feel, but don't dwell on it. You understand? Because that's where we kind of get caught up in. We get tangled up in the feelings, and we make a mess out of our feelings. Our feelings are not messy. You can actually skip the messy part where you get tangled up in it, and then you get trapped in it, and then you start dwelling and overthinking. You can skip all that. I don't think you knew that, but I'm just reminding you. And sometimes we forget. So even if you already knew that, just a reminder. A little reminder ain't gonna hurt you. It took me a long time to get to this point where I could really just enjoy my life no matter what. To somebody on the outside looking in, it might seem like I got it all going on, but in reality, I just choose not to stress about things, because at the end of the day, the problem is gonna get solved. See how that truck turned off? The motor is no longer running. I could have been stressing about it. I could have been like, and at the very beginning, I caught it a little bit. I kind of did stress a little bit, not stress, but I kind of was like, oh man, really? But then I calmed down, and I was like, well, it's whatever. I'm still gonna start my video anyway. The man talking on the phone, I was like, it's whatever. It's whatever. You can choose to let it get you down. You can choose to judge it and say, hey, but life is all about experience, and the way you navigate the experience is what will fuel you or what would drain you. You understand? Because me getting through that motor running and the guy talking on the phone and everything like that, and me just pushing through it, that was growth. I could have went back to my old ways and threw a whole hissy fit and, a little tantrum, and I would have been like, man, now I gotta wait to record. That would have been 14 minutes that I wasted waiting on that man to stop the truck. You know what I mean? So do it. No, even if what I'm trying to say with that is, even if your circumstances are not perfect, even if your environment might not be ideal, still go ahead and do it anyway. Do it even if you feel that anxiety. Do it anyway, man, because you'll appreciate the fact. And first of all, you'll realize you get stronger through that. In this moment, it showed me how determined I was to get through this video. But you have to actively seek out answers in life. Actively seek answers, and I'm telling you, there will always be something that catches your eye in life. When you are actively just seeking why, and I don't mean why me and sulking, I mean why. Like, why, God? Like, why? Like, and be curious about it and be open to receiving an answer, because God is always talking to you. He's always trying to get your attention. It's if you gotta choose to focus on him or not. You gotta prioritize him so you can listen to him, so you can see him more. Because whatever you focus on the most, that's what you start to see in your life. So when you start to focus on God the most out of everything, you start to see everything he's been trying to tell you. Like, everything just becomes crystal clear. Open your eyes, look at what he's trying to show you. Open your ears, listen to what he has to say. Open your arms and be open to receiving. Keep yourself open. Keep yourself limitless. The only limits you have are the limits you place on yourself. Or even then, the only limits you have are the limits that you agree to. If somebody says, oh man, you can't be an artist, and then you believe that, you can't control that the fact that they said you can't be an artist, but you can control whether or not you accept that to be true. And if you accept that to be true, well, that's on you. You place that limit on yourself. So it's up to you. It's up to you what you want to absorb, because in every single moment, even right now, in every single moment, in every single experience, you are absorbing. Just like a child. People say children are sponges. Baby, we never stop being sponges, because we are still children. You think you know it all, but you don't. So it's up to you. I choose to be a sponge, but the thing about it is, I choose to just absorb what's beneficial to me. And if it's junk, if it's crap, I put it to the side. When you start to have look at that bird standing at the top of that tree. Oh my gosh, that is such a beautiful sight to see. As you can see, look at the beautiful sunset, you guys. But y'all see that bird up there? That is magnificent. Oh my word. But when you start to look at life from a more adventurous and curious and just being fascinated by every little thing, just like how a child is, just being fascinated by every little thing. When you start to be like that, I'm telling you, you will find a deeper appreciation in everything. You'll appreciate the sound of these birds, because I'm gonna be real, I love the sound of birds so much that when I don't hear them, I start to feel a little sad. That's why I'm grateful to have like hearing, so I can hear beautiful sounds like this, because this is so gorgeous. This is so beautiful. I'm grateful to be able to see the beautiful colors. God made this world so colorful. And fun fact, brown is a shade of orange, so I'm orange. And what I'm saying with that is, the reason I say that is because, have y'all ever seen like golden hour, maybe around 5 o'clock? Well, for me it's 5 o'clock, and the way the sun hits the trees, the trunk of the trees, though they look brown, when the sun hits them, they look golden. Okay, so here are some photos of me during golden hour, and as we know, my skin is brown, but however, I do look orange. And I always said to myself, like, even in this thumbnail, I said, dang, I look mad orange. And peep the trees too. I'm like, wait, what? You know what I mean? Like, you start to find a deeper appreciation for life when you just choose to appreciate it. Choose to appreciate every little thing. Choose to appreciate these little thingies here. How beautiful is that? It's so... Fun fact, again, this is God's imagination. And that's how I see things. Like, that's how I see people. That's how I see sounds. That's how I perceive everything as God's imagination. And it makes me realize how great he is. Anything that you can think, God already thought about it. Anything that you can think, anything that you can create in some way, shape, or form has been inspired by God. Even that duck just quacking like that was a weird quack. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's all that I have for this video, man. I really do hope y'all start to enjoy life a little more after you see this video, and come back to it as often as you need to, man. I'm not knocking you if you feel like you need to do that. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, man. I really appreciate y'all, man. Life does get better. It really, really does. I'm looking at myself thinking like, dang, God, like, imagine my face to look like this. That's so interesting to me. Like, how? How do you just create a face? You know what I mean? How do you, like, it's a lot of things I wonder about God. He's very spectacular. But that's all that I have for this video, y'all, for real. I ain't gonna keep y'all too long, man. I'm really praying for y'all, man. It does get better, but you gotta work in harmony with your prayers, and you gotta make an effort to do better. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have times where you kind of relapse into your old habits. But you got to catch yourself, and you got to pick yourself back up and just move right along. When you make a mistake, dust it off, learn from it. Don't just dust it off and keep moving. Dust it off, learn from it, and keep moving. But I'm wishing peace, prosperity, success, abundance, love, kindness, patience, all the beautiful things in y'all's lives, man. And you're going to get through it, man. You're gonna get through it, because life is more spiritual than physical. What you really need is spiritual strength, spiritual stamina, and you'll get there. But that's all that I have for this video, for real, for real. The sky looks so pretty. It's like blue, purple, pink, and orange. Gorgeous, y'all. Just gorgeous. I gotta show y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'm gonna see y'all in my next one. Until next time, bye, friends.